Yes, get ready for the legal dictation containing 480 words at the speed of 80 words per minute. The dictation will fluctuate between the speed of 75 words per minute to 90 words per minute. Let's start. 3 seconds. Start. The Director General shall aim at securing the highest standards of efficiency, competence, and integrity. The words in italics were added in 1954. The fact that it was considered desirable to make this addition indicates that the renewal of an appointment was considered as being somewhat different from the act of appointing referred to in the earlier text. Finally, and this is more than a matter of technical detail, it is of interest to note that the document entitled Notice of Personal Action, which is attached to the original letter of appointment, defines the type of action as appointment, whereas that attached to the second letter of appointment defines the type of action as extension of contract, a wording which recalls the notion of an original contract whose duration is simply prolonged. All this shows that there is a relationship, a legal relationship between the renewal and the original appointment, and consequently between the renewal and the legal position of an official at the moment when his claim to renewal is granted or denied. Does that relationship goes so far as to create in his favor, as has been claimed, a definite right to renewal? That is a question which pertains to the merits and which it is not necessary for the court to answer. It is sufficient to note that the complaint of the appellant was related to the link created between the original contract and its renewal, a link clearly established by the staff regulation and rules to which the contract expressly makes reference and which constitute the legal basis on which the interpretation of the contract must rest. Thus, the complainant, in claiming to possess a right to renewal of his contract and in claiming that that right had been infringed, was placing himself on the ground of non observance of the terms of appointment. The legal relationship thus found to exist between a fixed term contract and its renewal, a relationship which constitutes the legal basis of the complaints of the officials, shows itself once more in the decision taken by the Director General in the Administrative Memorandum of July 6th, 1954. In this memorandum, the Director General announced that he had decided that all professional staff members who satisfied certain conditions and whose services were needed would be offered 1 year renewals of their appointments. It was possible to maintain that the effect of the memorandum was to create a right to the renewal of the contracts. The court considers that it could reasonably be maintained that an administrative notice framed in such general terms might be regarded as binding on the organization and that the necessity asserted by UNESCO of an individual offer and an individual acceptance of the offer was, in the circumstances, a matter of form rather than of substance. It is not necessary for the court to decide whether the legal consequences thus envisaged actually followed from the administrative memorandum. In any case, the court considers that if the Director General thought fit to refuse to an official the benefit of the general offer thus extended. Stop. Get ready for the general matter dictation containing 480 words at the same speed. Let's start. 3 seconds. Start. At the present moment, it is clear that not only have we in India no national independence, but we are hedged in and obstructed by numerous restrictions, limitations, safeguards, and reservations which block the path to planning and progress. Our plan for national development must therefore be drawn up for a free and independent India. Thanks to the sacrifices made by millions of our countrymen and countrywomen under the leadership of the father of the nation. Mahatma Gandhi, we have today secured complete sovereign political independence at a time when the nations of the world were engaged in the bitterest struggle using all the weapons of destruction. If therefore we have secured political independence during the period of a quarter of a century, it should not be difficult, especially when we are today masters in our own country, to secure a socialist pattern of society as has already been indicated. But it requires the assistance, the propaganda, the active work of all those who are interested in this. I am sure so long as my honorable friends, the minister, the deputy minister, and the other minister who represent the commerce and industry ministry can give us an assurance that the capitalist pattern would be avoided. Some of us who believe in a cent percent socialist democracy give an undertaking that certainly totalitarian policy will not be introduced in this country because we have believed all along during the fight that we have given to the British government when we secured political independence that we shall try to maintain democracy undiluted and a socialist democracy at that. I am absolutely certain that in this country of ours, liberty of thought, liberty of speech, and liberty of action will be guaranteed to every citizen to express his views in the manner he pledges. I therefore assure my honorable friend that so long as we do not, in the garb of a socialistic pattern, support a capitalist system, India will stand 100% for a socialist democracy. Now, luckily for us, the fundamental rights of the Constitution have declared that a citizen would be assured of many of the social amenities which will give reasonable comfort from the womb to the grave, but mere enunciation, as I have said many times, will not satisfy the common man unless the saying is put into effect. I am absolutely certain, therefore, that so long as there is a determination on the part of our countrymen, we will be in a position to secure a socialist pattern of society. It is not even possible to draw up a plan on any other basis. There has been some reference to the improvement in our economic situation also. We find that we have made good progress in production. We were faced equally with a difficult situation so far as cloth was concerned. There was a deficit of food and there was also shortage of cloth. Stop over.